This is Marie O'Riordan reporting live from Ireland today, and my very special guest is Isabel Contreras, who's very well known in Geneva, Switzerland. Isabel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Marie, to give me this opportunity to have an interview with you. What a privilege.
Thank you so much. I have been doing my research, my due diligence, and finding out as much as I possibly can about life motivations. But it's very important, I feel, for our viewers and listeners right now to really find out, Isabel, what your passion was and why you decided to create life motivations.
Well, it is a very long story, and I will try to make the long story short. I was working in the international organization for many years in Geneva, and during that time, well, it was 20 years actually, but during a certain period of my life there, I went through a very difficult patch with my son that went on a coma for 2 months, and it was a very devastating time of my life. And I needed to find resources and ways to cope with a very difficult situation. So I started to go to see a therapist and to help me to go through the stress and all that you can imagine. And one day, many years later, as I was sitting in my office looking at the window, I was thinking, well, there must be something that I need to do in my life, and that would be to help people. So I decided to start studying, because that feeling became so powerful at that moment. And I became very passionate with psychology, self-development, any kind of literature and therapies that would inspire me and help me to understand people better and understand, of course, myself. And so I took holidays, and during my holidays, I started to take courses. My husband was very supportive, and sometimes I took leave without pay in order to do my trainings. And lo and behold, there came a moment in time where the calling came. It is about time to start doing your mission. You have a mission in life, and I need to do it. And that's when I gave up my job. I was very happy in the ILO, and it was a very difficult decision because I had a permanent contract and a very well-paid job. However, the passion was so deep rooted in my gut that I really felt that I needed to do that. So I started to be visualizing that it would be wonderful to have a center that have wonderful and excellent therapies working there, so that anyone that could come there can find what they are looking for in order to improve the quality of their life, instead of going here, right, left, and center, finding different ways to help them. So that became the vision, and it took 3 years in order to find the place and to actually create Life Motivations.
Wow.
It is now 7 years that we have Life Motivations.
You have hit so many buzzwords in just what you said there, Isabel, from, people like yourself who may be experiencing challenges, to living your passion, to having that support. So I'm curious now as to the exact, services or therapies you're actually providing right now with the people you can help.
Well, we have several services and therapies. For example, we have counseling, coaching, executive coaching, conflict resolution coaching, emotional coaching, Gestalt therapy counseling, psychotherapy, stress management, on the therapies like massage, allergies, treatments, Pilates, color therapy, and different types of massages, shamanic healing, Thai massage, Reiki, you name it. There are quite a few of the therapies that we have at the center, with absolutely outstanding practitioners. So it would be good for people listening to or watching this video to go browse through the website and have a look at the services and therapies.
And that's what I'm exactly doing right now. I'm just giving a look at the website so people can see up at the top of my computer here that I'm circling lifemotivations.ch. That's exactly what I'm doing. You didn't even realize that during this interview I'm browsing your website, Isabel. What's really interesting and fascinating to me right now is there's been this massive explosion in recent years, like a consciousness about people anxious to get away from traditional medical therapies or pharmaceuticals and go for an alternative route that can help them in their life. How important is this to you at Life Motivations?
Okay, so look, I would not call it complementary, but I would call it, no, I would call it complementary, not alternative, but complementary because it complements. I really do believe that we need doctors and we need traditional medicine because it is very important. However, what I really truly believe is that with complementary therapies, you have an amazing access to prevention. And I really believe that prevention is the key. And so if you're working with complementary therapies to maintain your body, mind, emotions, and your spirit in good balance and in good health, that really helps to maintain an optimum body.
I have to compliment you again, Isabel, because, you know, I've spoken to you many, many times and interviewed you, had the honor of interviewing you a number of times now. And every time you're just such a natural interviewer, and you can really tell that you really care about the people that you come into contact with every day. And even by the words you just said, and I thank you so much for saying complimentary, because I really feel that in this interview from you right now. So this is obviously going to raise a lot of questions with our viewers and listeners right now. Where can they get more information? How can their questions be answered? And, you know, in which way can they help to have a new future?
Well, they can browse through the website. If they don't know what is best for them, what we usually do is we suggest people, or people do it automatically. They actually write to Life Motivations info at lifemotivations.ch and say, look, I'm having these difficulties. What do you suggest? I have seen that you have many services and therapies that you offer, but I really don't know what is best for me. So we look through this inquiry, and it is really sent to the right person, or I sometimes suggest several people that I think that might be good for them, and then let them decide what is it that they feel best with, you know. Because people, when you give them guidance, they usually will feel, okay, yes, I think this person will be probably best for me. And when that person comes to that therapist and the therapist feels that maybe it would be good for them to see somebody else, we have a very good referral system at the center, so we can refer people to the right practitioner.
This is wonderful. I also just opened the contact form on the website as well. So if people feel like getting in touch with you, in contact with you, they can do that. And I suppose an important thing for them, if they have a question or concern about their own lives, that they can ask. They can simply ask you the question. And Isabel, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been my honor. I know we're in 2 different countries right now, but you make it seem like I'm sitting on the couch there with you. You look so wonderful and beautiful and graceful and answered so wonderfully today, and I thank you kindly.
Thank you very, very much. And thank you to all of you who are listening. Please do look at our website, lifemotivations.ch, as well as the agenda for workshops, because we have an amazing selection of workshops that will be interesting to you. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you at Life Motivation.